Hey guys, Metal Driver here, finally finishing Unrivaled Series 6. Today I'll be looking at Rey Fenix and Penta El Cero M. So let's not waste any time, you know how the boxes look, so let's open these up and take a closer look at the Lucha Brothers. And here are the Lucha Brothers out of the packaging, but before we take a look at the figures, let's go ahead and look at their accessories that they come with. So they both come with interchangeable hands, Fenix comes with 2 open hands, and Penta comes with a right gripping hand and a left fisted hand. Taking a look at Penta's head sculpt first, this came out really well, paint looks really good all over the figure, nice good detail, good clean line work on all the paint. So I really love how this turned out, really nice, really detailed. The eyes look good, the mouth is painted very well. I do prefer this head sculpt over the previous one. Was not a big fan of this open mouth head sculpt, so this looks really good. Now, the neck is painted all black, which is inaccurate to this attire. He did have his neck exposed, so I have seen a lot of people fix that themselves. Body mold looks pretty much identical to the previous one. If you look at that right there, the obvious difference is the paint scheme. I do love this black and gold look. Me personally, I think this color combo is very appealing to the eyes. He is missing some gold paint here, there is some fuzziness around here, so not perfect paint on my figure. Looking at the back, looks a little bit better. Does seem to be some slight mispaint right there. Not too terrible. Looking at the tattoos, does appear that the paint is more vibrant on this figure compared to the previous one. The line work looks good, doesn't seem to be any major mispaint or sloppiness. And then on the previous figure, he did wear white gloves, so this part here on the wrist was covered, as you can see. So we do get a little bit more paint right there. Looking at the other arm, paint looks good, tattoos look really good on this figure. And then this hand is not a gloved hand like the previous figure, so we do get the Cero tattooed letters on the finger, so that looks really good. Looking at the lower body, paint looks really good on this front flap here. The side of the legs look good, the back looks pretty good as well, just a little bit of sloppiness right there. Paint looks good on this leg as well. Knee pads have good paint applications, nice clean line work. The boots look pretty solid on the paint, same thing with the feet here. This side looks pretty good. A little bit of missing paint right there. Other boot looks really good. So nice solid paint on both sides. And now looking at Rey Fenix's head sculpt, looks really good. I like how the paint came out on this head sculpt. Nice good line work all over the gold. Now it does look like there's some extra black here on the mouth near the mask, so that's a little bit sloppy. The lips look good, the eyes look pretty good. Looking at the sides, nice good paint work there. Turning it to the back, looks really good. Nice, solid paint job by Jazzwares. Then looking at the body, the paint on the tattoos look vibrant compared to the previous one, just like with Penta. So the new figure has tattoos that pop out more than the previous one, so I like how that looks. Tattoos look good on the arms, nice good clean line work. Same thing here on the side of the body. Both sides look good. Tattoos on the back look good as well. The lettering looks good here. Nice good clean line work. The right arm has good paint applications on the tattoos as well. Really happy with how the paint work came out. Got this cool gesture hand on the right hand here. Good paintwork on the tattoos of the hand. Then I wanted to quickly mention that the left hand is an open hand, which is pretty much identical to the extra hand that he comes with. So I'm not sure what was the point of that. I did look at photos online, and this is pretty much how they are coming in. So this seems rather pointless. It would have been better to get a fisted hand or a gripping hand. But if you were curious, you can swap the hands on Series 2 onto the Series 6 Rey Fenix. So that looks pretty good. So if you want to pose him doing some punches, you can do that. Then the lower body has some good paint work as well. I like this leopard print here. Paint looks good on the tights all around. Doesn't appear to be any major mispaint or sloppiness. Good clean line work on the legs. Both legs look really good. And then he just has some boots. So overall, good paint applications on Rey Fenix, with the exception of that little part here on his mouth. Then quickly looking at the articulation, Penta's head can go that high up, that far down. Turns side to side, it's a bit stiff. Shoulder goes up, goes all the way around. Bicep swivels. Double jointed elbows, swivel, and hinge at the wrist, a bit stiff. Crunches that far forward, that far back. Can turn a little bit and pivot slightly. Then waist allows him to crunch even further forward, go further back. He can turn side to side. Legs go that far out, that high up. There is a thigh cut. Double jointed knees. It is hindered by this knee pad, and my legs are a bit loose on my figure, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Cut at the calf. Ankle goes that high up, that far down, and no ankle pivot. Rey's head goes that high up, that far down. Twist side to side. Does not tilt. Shoulder goes that high up, goes all the way around. Bicep swivel. double jointed elbows, swivel and hinge at the wrist. Upper diaphragm goes that far forward, that far back, twists slightly, doesn't really pivot. Waist crunches that far forward, goes that far back, turns slightly. Legs go that far out, that high up. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees, also hindered by this knee pad. Cut at the boot. Ankle goes that high up, that far down. And this one does have ankle pivot. And then here's Series 6 Lucha Brothers next to Series 2 Lucha Brothers. And then in the articulation section I said that this Penta did not have an ankle pivot. It was just stiff on mine. The ankle pivot is there. But again, that was just stiff. Alright, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I normally don't rank my figures just because my opinion sometimes changes over time. Usually if I mess around with the figure a little bit more, I might end up liking it more than what I initially did. But Leon Shoyinka did request this ranking of Series 6, so shout out to Leon. So going from left to right, from my least favorite to most favorite in the series, Jake Hager's all the way at the bottom simply because the hair and beard is not painted correctly, and there was that issue of the skin being stained by the jacket, and that was a widespread issue. Next is MJF, not a bad figure by any means, just wasn't as exciting as the rest of the wave, but I did like the head sculpt. Next is Shida, great figure in my opinion. Love that we have more females in the line, but the next half I just really liked a little bit more. So next would be Phoenix and Penta. Solid figures, really good first impressions so far, love the paint apps. And then my favorite would be Chris Jericho, just because of the head sculpt is amazing, and I am of the mindset that a head sculpt can make or break a figure, and I think this is the best Jericho head sculpt that we have from AEW so far. So what are my final thoughts on Series 6 Penta and Rey Fenix? I really like these figures. Personally, I think they're an improvement over Series 2. I prefer this color scheme on their attire. I think gold and black just pops more than black and white. Black and white just seems a little bit bland in my opinion. They do come with more accessories than the previous ones. The paint apps are pretty solid. My Penta just has a few little mistakes here and there, but it's not a big deal. Their tattoos look much better. Overall, I think they're a pretty good upgrade from Series 2. And if you can only have one set, I would say this is the set to get in your collection, so I think these are definitely worth picking up. If you haven't done so already, like this video and subscribe. If you want to have a chance to get a shout out in the next video, just leave a comment down below. Again, shout out to Leon for suggesting the ranking of Series 6. Follow me on social media so you can keep up to date with all my wrestling figure photography, and I'll see you next time.